Today, I am making these easy tarp-covered equipment that make for great scatter terrain. I started out with a bag of random Lego that I picked up from a charity shop, but you can also grab anything from your odds box for this. Next, I used a silicone mat so that nothing I'm gluing down will get stuck on my table. I then built random little Lego piles to look like boxes of equipment. I made them different shapes and sizes to add some variety. I then went in with my hot glue to hold them together and to cover up some of those recognisable Lego patterns. You then will need some sort of fabric. You can use old t-shirts or any fabric scraps you have lying around. I found it turned out best when you use fabric that has a bit of texture to it. Cut the fabric into squares that are about twice the size of your Lego shapes. For the next part, you will need some water and PVA glue, and you'll also probably want to wear some gloves as it does get quite messy. At this point, you can add in some paint to colour the fabric if you like. I added in light grey. You then want to soak each bit of fabric in the mixture and then drape it around the Lego blocks. When you are done, it should look something like this. I then added in a bit of sand to make the tarps look old and covered in debris. Skip this step if you are going for a more clean look. I then used my homemade oil wash, which I happened to spill everywhere, to give the tarps a more grimy, weathered look. Once that was dry, I watered down different paints to add a bit more contrast to the tarps. I wanted them to look very old and covered in moss and dirt. As it is a battlefield, I then added in some bloodstains. And finally, depending on your terrain type, you can finish by adding some sterling mud to the base for a muddy battlefield, or in my case, I added some pigment powders to make them look like they had been sitting in a dusty wasteland. And that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.